friends. We are doing the lighting and electrical updates and trying to get these fans installed. I had to do some of this off camera because the camera was getting overheated every time I would use the heat gun to do the heat shrink. It is a little cooler now. We've got all the fans going. Sorry if there's any noise in the background from that. And I did take time yesterday to install the tarp over top to give us a little bit more sun protection, so that won't be heating the deck up quite as much. So let me show you a few things we did off camera, just to catch you up, and we will try to show you a full install on some of these devices from start to finish, so you can actually see what I'm doing. It is a repetitious process though, so if you miss a couple, it's not a big deal. Let's get to it. Okay, so these are the PUCK lights that we are installing. They are very low voltage LED lights. They do come with just bare wire terminations, so we are going to have to again use those heat shrink butt connections, and we're going to connect it into some marine grade 10 copper wire that will then run into the corner here, where I'm going to install these bus bars. This is where all of the lights will connect in, and then our dimmer switch will be able to power the bus bar on and off, so all the lights can come on and off with the bus bar. We've got one going here over the seat, another here going over the seat. We will probably be putting another one here and here on this switch, and then I'll be putting the fifth one right here, sort of over the walkway. These will be on their own switch, separate from the ones on the port side. Here on the port side, we've got the one fan sort of temporarily wired up. Have removed the old light. We'll be getting the new light installed there. We do have a fuse block that's going to go in here, and then the same sort of idea. We'll be putting in bus bars for the dimmable lights, and we'll be putting them in this row, and then also a couple here. So I will try and show you some of those so you can see how the process goes, and then we'll see how it looks at the end. Okay, so for this panel, this one goes in the sort of joining right down the center line of the boat. This is where the old light was hung, so we're going to try and incorporate this larger hole into the hole for the new light, so that it's less noticeable, and then we're going to parallel that light over here. This light will be on the starboard switch, and this light will be on the port switch. So these are the PUCK lights. They are an LED. They call them a PUCK light because they're round like a little hockey puck. So there's a cover on here that unscrews from the back. And there's the LED portion, and then the diffuser and cover. These tabs are what keep it in line, so I like to bend these out a little bit first. And we sort of line this up on the back. And we screw it in until it is nice and tight. Once it is tight, it will be flush. We just need to make sure those tabs are biting into the outside of the plastic. Just to make sure these tabs are on the outside, biting in, not getting into the cut portion, because if they fall into the cut, then it will kind of hang loose. You don't want that. So currently there is already a fuse block in there that is not mounted, but it is being set up temporarily to begin the wiring connections. So this one is a stand-in to help me find my drill points. These are the two bus bars. The switch is going to go to the main power terminals, and then all of the puck lights will wire up to the individual bus bars. It's a little bit of overkill for what we're doing, but we want to make sure that there's no overloading of any of the wires or anything like that. And I figure this is a very nice and clean way to keep track of it. It is probably not the most financially savvy way, but it is a good way. There is a small piece of wood inside the compartment where we're going to mount this, but it's pretty thin and it's close to the hole. So to give it a little bit more space away from the fiberglass, we're going to add in this backer board. So I'm going to mount everything up here, pre-drill the holes, and then we can mount this to the laminated piece that's already inside the locker. And then if we ever need to work on it, we can always just take the whole piece of oak out as needed to gain access to everything. And we don't have to worry about any screws getting close to the fiberglass. Okay, let's get it set up. So here you can see we have done the heat shrink solder connections for the outlet. And push those back through the hole. And I have already put in the fuse, so it is powered. And we're just going to fit this in here. As you can see, it fits seamlessly. Now we'll do a little bit of cable management inside here and get it all cleaned up. Okay, so I've got my 5 negative and 5 positive cables that are going to power my puck lights. But since the puck lights are attached to the ceiling, we'll be attaching them with these spade connectors, which means I need 10 of them. I have exactly 10 of them. I have more on order, but I thought they were on same day delivery. They are next day, so they won't be here till tomorrow. So we will get the 5 done for today, and then depending upon what time Amazon shows up tomorrow, we may get some more done tomorrow on the port side, or we may take a break and come back the following day to get some more done. Okay, so off camera, I have already crimped and heat shrunk 5 sets of cabling. That's female spade connectors on one end, ring connectors on the other end. I'm going to go ahead and get those wired up, and then we'll show you what the setup looks like. Okay, after some cable management, putting the covers on, this section is all wrapped up. Now let's take a look at the finished result. Okay, most notably for comfort is the beautiful fan right there. And here you can see the reading light with the nightlight mode. Full on. There's a USB plug so we can charge our phones out here. Ignore the little bit of dust and debris from the work. I've got to take the cover off and take it to the washing machine. But the reading lamp does dim. Bring that back up. You push and hold and it'll dim. And then you can push and hold again and it'll brighten back up. Pretty cool. Now right there next to the cabinet is our push button. So I'm gonna set the camera down. Okay, let's take a look at what our hard work has done. As you recall, we put in 3 puck lights toward the bow of the saloon and 2 puck lights towards the aft. And then we have the touch switch right over here on the outside settee. So I'm just going to touch this. It is not a push button, you just tap it and it turns on. And there they are. Soft on and soft off. They are also dimmable. So once you have them on, if you push and hold, they will dim down. Push and hold again, and they brighten back up. That is it for the starboard side of the saloon. We've got the fan, we've got the lights, we've got the reading light, we got the USB charger. We're now going to move on to the port side.